Welcome to the Golden State Media Concepts Beauty Tips Podcast, the show that gives you advice on everything from hair to fashion to skincare products. We'll talk about the latest trends in makeup, hairstyles, and anti-aging remedies. And we'll cover all of the newest fashion trends. If you have an interest in or questions about the beauty and fashion trends that might work best for you, the Golden State Media Concepts Beauty Tips Podcast has got you covered.
Welcome to the GSMC Beauty Tips Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host, Colleen, and let's just get into some beauty tips. So, I took a trip down to Target, and I picked up a bunch of beauty items, and I thought I would, go through what I got, and on top of that, they're all stuff that I've never used before, and even a lot of brands that I've never used before. There are a few brands that I have, I think actually just one that I have used before, but the rest I haven't, so I thought that this would be kind of fun, like a first impressions type of thing. So, first off, I'm going to start off with some skincare stuff and see what goes on there. So, I got a kit. Let me grab the box from e.l.f. And this is their Skin Hit Kit. It is a hemp-derived cannabis sativa products with a little hint of hydration. So this sounds good for my skin. You've got the Puff Puff Primer, which is a hemp-derived primer that nourishes and preps your skin. It's a creamy primer that absorbs quick into the skin to hydrate and condition your skin before makeup application. And then you have the Happy Hydration Cream, which makes your skin extra happy and hydrated. This creamy, rich texture blends easily into the skin to deliver supreme moisture and nourishment, also infused with other skin-loving ingredients like vitamin B5, hyaluronic acid, and some other stuff I can't say. And then, I can't literally pronounce the word, but let's move on. And then there's also the All Feels Facial Oil, a lightweight, non-greasy oil that absorbs quick into the skin to leave you with a nourishing complexion and natural, healthy radiance. And then the last thing is the Calm Balm. This lip balm is infused with hemp-derived cannabis to help nourish, condition, and moisturize even the most sensitive lips. So I'm a little on the iffy side on if I'm going to use the Calm Balm at all, because if you've been on this or listened to this podcast before, you will know that my lips do not react well to any sort of lip balm, which is unfortunate. So we will just have to see how that goes. But then I also got these Charcoal Hydro Eyes by Mask Bar. They're hydrogel eye masks. I thought maybe I'd use these, but maybe not since I have so much skincare to try out. So let's just start off. I'm going to push my hair back here, and we will start off with maybe the face oil. Now, this comes in a dropper. It says directions. Apply a few drops to your skin. Gently pat. And you can mix into your foundation or skincare products for added moisture and radiance. Now, you know I'm a moisture girl and that I've got dry skin. So let's take a little bit. I'm not going to put this directly on my face, but I'm going to put it into my hands. Ooh. And I'm going to rub that and pat this all over my skin. I have clean hands, of course. And kind of just gently patting. Maybe you can hear it. Could you hear that? I don't know. But let's move on. So now that I've got that in, I'm going to kind of just wipe that into my hands, let my hands take that all up. And let's move on to the Hydro Clean Cream. Maybe I should wait a second You know what? Actually, I'm going to move on. Now, I'm pretty... I don't like to change my skincare very much, so this is all new. And I'm going to take this Happy Hydration Cream, and I'm going to take it out with a little palette knife and put that on my skin. I like to use a palette knife with this kind of thing, just so I don't directly dip my finger into the product. It's just something I personally like to do. I'm going to rub this all over my face. It feels really nice. And there's no scent, which I really enjoy skincare products with 0 scent, since I have sensitive skin, and if I'm going to use any sort of these products on a client, I want to make sure that it's all sensitive skin okay. Wow, that feels so good. I think we're doing pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit more on my forehead, and then I think we'll move on to the primer. Look at that. We're trying new things together, guys. And this was relatively cheap, around $10, I believe, if not a little cheaper, since it is e.l.f. and they are a little bit more on the cheap side. And this gave me 4 products, so I'm very happy about that. I'm going to let this sink in for just a second before applying the primer. Now, let's read what's on the primer since we're sitting here. Now, let's read the directions. The directions say, apply a small amount to clean skin and blend evenly prior to makeup application. So clean skin, when it says that, you can apply it on your just skin straight on, or on skin-cared skin. I would personally recommend you put skincare on your skin before you do anything like this. So far, the moisturizer feels good. The oil's not bothering me. And once again, so far, no scents, which I really love. Now let's open this bad boy up. It's like a little squeezy tube. How cute. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit on my finger here. Oh, it's like white. It looks like sunscreen. It doesn't smell like anything, which I like. And we're going to focus this on the middle of the face. But we are going to put it all over the face. Now, I'm feeling some weird balling up happening. Now, this is not a positive note. I'm going to take my mirror and get up pretty close. I think that I'm going to continue with the primer, but I'm going to try something different, because I have not put this on my forehead yet, and I'm going to pat it in and not try and swipe it over the skin. I'm going to kind of spread it out in my hands and pat it in so I'm not getting any sort of that balling happening. Now, this is something that I find happens with a lot of primers that I use, if mixed with other stuff. And so sometimes you just need to not mix things one way, or you need to apply them a different way. And that's kind of how I found things work, because I like my Hydro Grip primer, but I find that the Hydro Grip primer actually kind of will ball up if I'm not patting it or I'm not letting it sit and dry. So I'm going to let this sit and dry. And let's talk about what we just did. So I put on my face oil, I put on the Happy Hydration Cream, and then I put on the Puff Primer. Now, I really like the feeling of this hydration cream so far. I'm a dry lady, and I love a good hydration. My skin is actually looking pretty good. I'm taking a good close look here in my mirror. Oh, I'm still having a little bit of that balling happening, but not much. Anywhere where I see it kind of balling, I'm going to take that off and pat over it. Now, I really like the fact that these don't have any scents. I'm not a big fan of facial oils, but my face feels really good and really hydrated, so that's a positive note here. I've never tried any of this, and I saw this as a new display. So it wasn't something I've seen before, but it was definitely a new display. And once again, all these products you can get at Target. And so I thought I would pick them up from somewhere that's pretty well known. And they have a lot of cheap products, but a lot of good quality products. And they've added a bunch of new brands to their makeup selection. So I thought I would kind of go pick some new brands along with some brands that I like. I do like e.l.f. for a lot of things. A lot of things I love e.l.f. for. But I've never tried any of their skincare, so I thought I would try today. Now I'm going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to move on to some more of these products that I got.
The GSMC Life and Happiness podcast takes you on a journey of exploration. We'll discuss tried and true methods alongside the latest trends of how to best live your life to its fullest and happiest. From psychology to meditation, science to self-help books, the GSMC Life and Happiness podcast will help you to discover what makes you happy and how you can live life being the best you possible. Download the GSMC Life and Happiness podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type GSMC in the search bar.
Welcome back to the GSMC Beauty Tips podcast. Now, this podcast, we are talking about a bunch of products that I picked up at Target that I've never tried before, even some brands I've never heard of or never tried before, and I thought I would review them kind of and let you guys know what I think as I go, as I'm putting them on, so you kind of get a first chance kind of thing. We talked about the Skin Hit Kit, which was from e.l.f., and it's a bunch of cannabis-derived skincare. We tried their oil, their hydration cream, and their primer. There's also a lip balm, but I'm still not sure I'm going to use the lip balm. I just put on some eyebrows. This is not something that I bought. This is just something that I'm using, or that I have. And actually, I'm using the Milk Makeup Kush Fiber Brow Gel in the color Dutch with my e.l.f. Brow, what is this? It's a brow gel, clear brow gel. It's a brow and eyelash gel duo. So that one comes from Target, but unfortunately the Milk one does not come from Target. This is not something that I recently bought. This is something that I bought before and I really enjoy, and it's like $1 or $2. Like, it's so good. Now let's move on to something I'm a little excited about, but a little nervous at the same time, because I picked up a new foundation. Now this is from Pixie by Petra. They're at I know they're at Target, and I think they're at Target exclusively. I'm not sure if they're in Ulta or anything like that, but also everything that I'm talking about in this, every single thing that I bought is cruelty-free. Just in case that you care about that. Now, I picked up this skin tint in the H2O skin tint in number 1 cream. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a match. You can't look at it, and the color on the box is deceiving. So I'm opening this for the first time. And what does it say? It says water-based skin tinted, or water-based tinted face gel evens out skin tone and gives complexion a flawless, no makeup look. That's, if you've been here before, you know that's what I love, is a flawless, no makeup look. Now, it says hydrating, long-lasting, and water resistance. Contains rich antioxidants, green tea, moisturizing rose water, soothing English chamomile, that's up to you, and relaxing lavender, fragrance-free for all skin types. Now let's take this out of the box. Oh, it's a tube and I can't see inside of it. This is just a green tube with a beige pump. I do enjoy a pump. I don't think this is going to be my color. I'm going to pump it out on the back of my hand. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to take a little bit and, oh, that's really like liquidy. And, oh, you know what? It's so sheer. Let's look at this in the natural light. That it might work. Now, I've got a damp sponge here, and I'm going to try first applying it like that. I also have a brush just in case I feel like I'm not getting the application that I need. I'm pumping this onto the back of my hand. Clean hands, of course. And it kind of gets all over the clear lid, just fair warning. And I'm going to bring my mirror up close, and this might be like the slightest shade too dark for me, but it's the lightest one they have. So we're just going to bounce that on. Now, I'm seeing that this sponge is really kind of picking up all of the product. That's okay. I was kind of expecting it because it is a really it's a weird consistency. When I pump it onto the hand, it's like, it stands up like a gel, but it's so thin and almost watery. It doesn't move around on my hand like it's watery, but when I pick it up and I use it, it feels the slightest bit watery. Now, I'm just patting that all over one side of my face so we can kind of see what I'm getting here. I'm going to just put it on the one side of my face so we can kind of get, oh, and it's disappeared on the back of my hand. But so we can kind of get like a comparison with the sponge and then nothing. Because I really hope this works. Because I love my Sunshine Skin Tint from Milk. But this is nice as well. It was not cheap. It was like $24, so just keep that in mind. Now I'm going to turn towards my natural light and take a look. I'm looking pretty flawless, to be honest. It might be a tad too dark for me, but we'll take it down the neck and that'll help out in the long run. I'm going to continue to put this on the face, and let me talk about the shade range while I do that. When I was in the store, I noticed that the shade range was not the greatest. It was kind of lackluster. It wasn't a huge shade range. I don't know if there are more shades on the website or like on their website, because sometimes I notice that there are more shades on the website than they bring into Target. So just keep that in mind. If you're really interested in trying it and you don't see your shade, it might just be because Target isn't holding it, at least in the store, or they're out. Now, I'm bouncing this all over. I kind of like the way this is looking. I'm definitely going to bring it down my neck. I'm looking very radiant, and that's kind of what I like the most, and it seems to be very popular right now as a radiant skin, which I'm all for. Please, more radiant skin, more beautiful, glowy, natural skin in my life, whether it's for me or not. Now, I'm going to take a little bit down the neck for sure, because I'm just feeling like it's a tad off and I don't want to not match, if that makes sense. And you should always take your foundation down your neck just in cases, because depending on what light you're looking in, you might look flawless and fabulous, but it might be wrong. It kind of just keeps disappearing on my skin, but when I look at it on my skin, it's almost identical on my hand. And remember though, your hand is not the best place to match your foundation to. So just keep that in mind as well. I have it all over my face now, and I think I love it. I'm going to look real up close, turn into the magnifying side. I am actually looking pretty flawless. I'm not going to lie. I have something in my eyebrow hairs. That's great. I think I need a little more in the nose, maybe not even. It's not really bunching up as of yet. And we'll see if it oxidizes or changes color. Now, I'm not oily, so that will not be due to oils, because sometimes it can be due to oils, but we will see. And I do have an oil on, so that could be a thing, and we're going to let that sit real quick. I just chucked my eyebrow spoolie somewhere. That's great. But anyway, I'm really liking the way this is looking. I'm still kind of pressing on it, just in areas that I'm worried it's going to start kind of drying out, because I want all that moisture from the sponge to help. I really kind of like this. I wasn't expecting not to. To be honest, I'm very weary when it comes to finding foundations, especially at the drugstore, because I can't see the color and I'm really worried. But I guess if you're going for something that's supposed to be so light coverage, you can kind of get away with it one way or another. I'm going to let this kind of sink in before I do anything else and take a quick break and talk about more new products that I've found and that we're going to try today.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Welcome back to the GSMC Beauty Tips Podcast. Now, this entire podcast we've been talking about products that I recently picked up from Target that I have not opened or tried, and I'm trying them here now with you guys so you guys can kind of see what's new at Target. This is all stuff that I've never seen before, never tried before. There's one brand that I've never heard of before, and two brands I've heard of before, and one that I haven't used. So first, we used All Elf Skincare, which I've never tried before, but I love Elf in and of themselves as a brand, and I liked it at the time, but of course we'll see as time goes on if it's going to bother my skin or not. Then we moved on to the Pixi H2O skin tint, and this Petra by Pixi is the name of the brand, but most people just call them Pixi. Now, I just put on the skin tint before the break, and I went and checked it in some real good natural lighting, and it's almost a perfect match to my skin, which is mind-blowing. That never happens to me. It's really rare for most people that they actually find their skin tone, but I was very pleasantly surprised. Now, it's dried down, and I thought we'd talk about that really quick before I do anything else, and it feels really set in place and almost has like a powdery feel when I touch my skin. And it doesn't feel very wet, unlike my Sunshine Skin Tint from Milk Makeup, which is my absolutely favorite foundation product. That one always feels a little wet and really dewy. And I still look dewy, just not as dewy, but I look very, very perfected in this. Like, it's really kind of evened my skin tone out and made things look almost flawless, which is kind of crazy. This Sunshine Skin Tint doesn't do that and shows a little bit more of my my texture and my face, and it's very natural. So this is a little less natural than that, but I'm really enjoying it so far. It is semi-settling into my lines around my mouth, but that happens with the Sunshine Skin Tint as well. That happens with almost every foundation for me with my smile lines. That's just how it goes. So that's not something I'm going to rate this on whatsoever. Now, I thought before we get into any new products that I would take some of my old products, or the products that I use the most, and put them on over this and see how they work together. Because I'm going to take my bronzer, my Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer in the color Baked. And this one I use all the time with my Sunshine Skin Tint, but I thought we'd try it with this and see how products go together. Now I'm going to do what I normally do, which is put this on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to take my beauty sponge, bounce that on there, and then bounce in my cheekbone areas where I want a little bit more warmth. And that's just going to help warm up the skin and really pull the whole thing together and not make my face look so flat. Now I'm going to take my, I'm dropping things. I want to take it and make sure that I'm looking good while I'm doing it. Obviously I don't want things to be placed wrong or anything of that nature, so I'm just buffing and blending. And I'm going to move on to the other side of my face, put more on the back of my hand. I always put these on the back of my hand because I found putting a stripe, like I had done in one of my previous podcasts where I was doing light skin makeup, where I put a stripe on my face and then I blend it out. I like it that way, but I like it this way a lot more. This is, I kind of found, works better with this product specifically and gives me, I hit the microphone, I'm so sorry guys, and gives me more of a flawless look and that really nice look that I'm looking for, where it looks like warmth and not like makeup. That's really what I want from this product in general. I'm kind of going back and forth and adding as I see fit. I don't want to overdo this product. I don't want to look like I've got a brown streak on my face. It seems to be a very popular look. I'm going to take a side of my beauty sponge that doesn't have anything on it and go over that. And then I'm going to, once again, the best trick ever, which is turn towards a natural light and take a look at how that's looking. And I think it's looking pretty well. It's sitting really well over this skin tint. I'm liking the way that looks, I think. We'll find out. I'm going to look in a different natural lighting and see how I feel. Yes, I'm definitely liking the way that this is looking. I feel as though it's not melting as much as I'd like it to into it, and I don't know if that's just I went a little more heavy-handed than I would normally, or if that's just the natural light since it's a little cloudy today. I'll go take a look in a good lighting source I'm dropping product everywhere. Send help. But I'm going to take a good look in an actual, a better light source in just a minute to really make sure that everything is melting the way that I want to. It could be that my beauty blender is still damp, but not as damp as I usually prefer it. Now, we've got that on. I think I'm looking pretty bronzed, pretty nice. I don't like to overdo it. Like I said, I want to look natural. Natural is always my goal. Natural is the goal that I want everybody to work for, where they just look flawless. And I'm really liking this skin tint for that. This Pixie skin tint. This H2O skin tint. I think my bronzer worked pretty well with that. I'm wondering if I should put a little blush on. I've said this before, I'm not the biggest blush fan, but I do like this Lip and Cheek in Work by Milk. And I use a lot of Milk makeup, but I thought I would branch out of my comfort zone to other brands that are still cruelty-free and using good I almost said products, good ingredients, because I'm all about good for your skin. And I want a lot of people to be that way, because you should be kind of wary on what you're putting on your skin. So let's take this over here. I'm going to put that on the back of my hand once again. And once again with the back of my beauty sponge, I'm going to pick a little up and just lightly rose up them cheeks. Just ever so slightly. I think when you're using a stick formulation, with anything in a stick, you should warm it up in the back of your hand before anything. Now, I don't want to look like I'm sunburned, which sometimes I feel like blush can make me look like, because I'm very tan. I think that's looking absolutely lovely. So I'm coming to a conclusion here that products are working very well on top of this base. And I really kind of wanted to add my own products on top of this because I don't want, I don't want things, I don't want to say that something looks fantastic or is fantastic when other products don't work on top of it. Because I've found a lot of foundations where I use the products I normally use and they just don't work on top. That's kind of what I wanted to show you guys here while I'm applying my normal products to my skin. Now I'm going to take a quick break, and when we come back, let's move on to some more products.
Do you want to be healthier, yet you just don't know what to do? All these shows telling you this and that, but nothing seems to work. Well, listen close. Golden State Media Concepts has got something great for you. The Health and Wellness Podcast dedicated to workout trends, healthy eating habits, diet, and everything about healthy living. Join us in our banters as we help you not just live life to the fullest, but live it to the healthiest.
Welcome back to the GSMC Beauty Tips Podcast. Now, we've been talking about all these different products that I bought at Target that I've never heard of before or I've never used. There's one brand I've never heard of in this, and two brands that I know of. Okay, let me explain. So I've used e.l.f. before, and I used their skincare today, and I have one more e.l.f. product to try out for you guys. And then I had just tried the Pixi H2O Skin Tint, and I know of Pixi, but I've actually never used their products. And then I have one brand that I've never heard of before, but I found at Target. They're really seeming to kind of up their game when it comes to brands. Now, I have one more item that I decided to throw in here now. Now, this is from a separate Target trip, and this is something I needed. And I think if you listen to my last podcast where you kind of followed me as I did my makeup to show you how cream makeups work, I said I was going to do eyeliner, and then I said my eyeliner exploded on me. So I went and picked up another one, and this one I pick up at Target, and this is the NYX or NYX. It's pronounced NYX, but if you see it, it's NYX. Professional Makeup Epic Ink Liner. Now I like this because I feel it's a dupe for the Kat Von D, or it's now Von D Beauty, but it's a dupe for their eyeliner. I love both, but this one is a lot cheaper, so I prefer it, and I thought maybe I'll use it today, but let's keep on with some more of the products that I should try out for you guys. And I'm a little weary about this next product. This is from a brand I've never heard of, and also a product that I've never personally used on myself or a client. Now, this is the Cream Shop or Creme Shop. It's CREME. I've never heard of the Cream Shop or Creme Shop. I'm going to say Cream Shop. And this is their Faux Real Freckle Stamp. So this is a two-sided stamp, it looks like. And it says dual-sided felt tip. So there's a felt tip and it looks like a stamp in here. So I'm going to open this up. This says designed in Los Angeles, and I did see on another one of their products, yes, they are cruelty free and paraben free and dermalogical tested, which I really enjoy. Now, if I can get it open, I broke it. Okay, cool. I just broke the package, and we'll move on and we'll pull this out if I can. And it's a cute little, it's pink, and there are two sides. Like I had said, we're going to open one side here, and this is a heart stamp. I'm going to stamp this on the back of my hand first. This is in the color, I think, deep brown, yes. And so I'm going to stamp the heart on first on my hand, kind of see how that works. Oh, that's cute. It's almost a little red toned, so I'm a little worried about that. But on the other side is a little felt tip for faux freckles. Now, I am not a fan, I don't think they look bad, but first off, I don't think that this color, while I'm testing it, actually, it might be a good color for me. The other side is not as red as the heart side, so keep that in mind. And we're going to do some faux freckles for the first time ever. I'm really nervous about this, you guys. So we're just going to kind of dot some on, and then I'm going to take my finger and kind of pat them out. Oh, pat for me. And I'm going to kind of keep doing this. They don't pat very well. They don't pat out very well, which is making me slightly nervous on what this is going to look like. Oh man. I'm patting probably harder than I should be. I mean, this color is good for me. I do have a lot of natural freckles already, so I feel like I don't really need this, but I'm kind of following some of my natural freckles here and kind of just trying to get these to look as natural as possible. I thought I'd try this out with you guys since this is really popular right now, is these faux freckles. And I think I've talked about Freck in a different podcast, which is a faux freckle pen, but that one blends out a lot better than this is seeming to. I'm just kind of dotting everywhere. I'm really nervous about this. I've never done faux freckles before. They don't move around as much as I'd like them to when I pat them. I feel like I've gone too dark on one side. Send help. I don't know. I'm getting nervous. This is the life of a makeup artist, is just kind of testing and playing, not only on yourself, but on other people, so you can hopefully work on something that you enjoy or get some results that you like. Now, they pat out a little bit, but not as much as I would like them to. I'd like them to move more when I touch them. Now, I'm going to spin around once again and look in my natural light, and I'm going to look up real close here. They look pretty fake, I'm not going to lie. So I'm going to find a way, or I'm going to fix this, but let me put a few in some other places so we're not looking like we just have freckles in one place or another. Now, I don't know if I should do this before I do any sort of foundation or not, but we're really kind of going for it here. I'm going to take my beauty sponge, and I think I'm going to put a little bit more of the skin tint, just the slightest bit on my hand, and I'm going to go over, on the back of my hand, of course, and I'm going to go over those just ever so slightly, and try and kind of bring down the opacity of what I'm seeing here. Now, this is not, I usually don't like to put on a lot of foundation. It's not really my jam here, but I will do it for the sake of fixing these sort of faux freckles I have going on today. I mean, this is a good little product for fun, but I'm not sure how I'm feeling about it on top of foundation. Of course, I'm going to take a photo and post it to the @GSMC_beauty tips Facebook page as well, or that one's the Twitter page, and as well as the GSMC Beauty Tips Facebook page. I'm always on those, so you guys can kind of hit me up and let me know if you've ever heard of these brands, or if you like any of these products that I'm doing or using, and just let me know your thoughts. Now I'm going to take one more look up close. I've just kind of patted over it. They look a little more natural, but still, I think it's just the fact that I've never done fake freckles before, and I think a lighter hand is the way to go, and maybe just even doing this underneath your foundation would be a better fit, especially if you're using a lighter coverage as I am. So I'm going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to move on to a really fun product that I am so ready to try.
Want to find out what movies to go see? Then check out the GSMC Movie Podcast. It's your ticket to the latest movies, whether it's a new blockbuster event, romantic, comedy, or action flick. This show has got it all covered. They talk some what to go see now, don't bother, what's hot on Netflix, and everything in between. That's gsmcpodcast.com/movie-podcast. When it's all about the movies, it has to be this new show. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit gsmcpodcast.com for more info.
Welcome back to the GSMC Beauty Tips podcast. Now, this entire podcast we've been going over, and I've been applying a bunch of different products that I bought from Target that I've never seen before or used before, and even brands that I've never used before. We just use the Cream Shop, which I've never heard of that brand before, but they're in Target. We use their faux freckle stamp, and on one side it's a little heart, and the other side it's a little felt tip to make faux freckles. I'm not sure how I'm feeling. I'm looking at them and feeling a little different, but also I've never done them before, especially on myself. So, it's going to take a little getting used to. Now, I did, during the break, take the heart shape side and put it down, and I think it looks adorable. This little heart stamp is so cute, and it's brown, which I really like, because a lot of the stamps, I know Milk Makeup makes a lot of stamps, but they're all in black, and I kind of like the nice softness of this brown heart. Now, let's move on to a fun product. This product I'm kind of excited about. So I've heard about this before. I've never seen it, and I saw it when I was at Target, and I know I had to get it to share it with you guys. This is the e.l.f. Jelly Highlighter, and this is in the color Bubbly. Now, this seemed like the lightest color they had. A lot of their colors seemed a lot darker. How am I supposed to get this out? I haven't even opened it yet. There we go. I've never tried a jelly highlighter. I saw that they were pretty popular for a minute there, and I thought that we'd try one. I'm going to open it up. Oh my gosh, it is like jelly. What is this? I'm going to take my finger. Oh my gosh, that's really shiny. And I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. Back of my hand is so dirty right now, let me tell you. But I'm going to put it on a clean spot on the back of my hand, and I'm going to kind of rub it in. And I'm going to, I think that shade will actually work. It's a little on the pinky side, which I'm not the biggest fan of, and it dries down really quick. So I think I'm going to use a beauty blender for this. Now, when I do my normal highlight, which I usually use the MAC cream color base in Pearl, and this is a cream highlight. I really like cream highlights because I think they look a lot more, I guess, natural without being natural. They just don't emphasize a lot of the texture that I have on my face, which I really enjoy. And so I thought I'd try this, and I'm going to take the pointy end of my beauty sponge, which is what I usually use for my highlight. I'm going to oh my god, it's so jelly. While we're talking, going to take a quick video, and so that you guys can see what I'm talking about, because I'm going to post it on the at GSMC _ beauty tips Twitter and the GSMC Beauty Tips Facebook page. Now let's make a video. Look how jelly. Look at this. It's so gelatinous. And I'm going to post that for you guys. Ignore my messy floor. I'm in the middle of redoing my studio. So let's take a little bit on my beauty blender. I don't know how much is too much. And I'm going to go right on the cheeks. Oh, and quick blend. Oh no. Oh no, blend. This is not doing what I want it to do. Okay, I think I blended it out, and I'm going to take my mirror and get closer and kind of move around. It still looks a little streaky on my face, which I'm not a fan of. So I'm going to kind of go a little higher with it, and really, I just over-highlighted that entire area, but that's okay, because I want to see if that's going to help blend it. This is all for you guys. Not for me. This is all for you guys. So you guys can know whether or not that this works. That kind of helped. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of wipe this off a little bit on the back of my hand. And on this side, I'm going to take my other highlight, my MAC highlight, and I'm going to put that where I would normally put it, and then I'm going to layer this on top, because I know this one really blends out. So once I blend that out, which looks stunning always, I'm going to take a little bit of the jelly one more time, and I'm going to dab it, and then I'm going to blend. Blend for your life. Blend real quick. That's how I'm feeling about this, is you really gotta blend. And they say that you can put this on any of your high points. Now, I'm going to take a quick look at that. I just kind of blended without looking. And I think that's looking a lot better. And I mean, I did put a base down, but it's still really kind of sticking and a little bit emphasizing my texture, which I'm not a big fan of. So I'm going to take what's left and a little bit more on one side, really try and blend that. Now, they said you could do this as a brow bone highlight. Man, it just kind of sticks. I don't know if maybe the finger is better because it's warmer, but man, I'm going to take my finger. I'm going to put this on my finger. Ooh, it feels so weird. And I'm going to kind of put it a little bit under my brow bone and blend with my finger. Okay, I think I like it under the brow bone. And maybe the way to do it is kind of set down one thing and build up, is what I'm looking at here. It's still, I don't know, there's something about it. I'm going to take what's left over on my finger and put it on my Cupid's bow, because they said that that's where you could put it. So, I don't want to do too much. And let's see how that's looking. I mean, it's pretty. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this. I'm going to let it kind of... Ooh, sorry for hitting you, microphone. I'm doing too many things with my hands. I'm going to kind of let that sit on me before I do anything else. I'm also... when we take a break, I'm going to go look at this in a better light than what I have here in my studio and really kind of see what I'm looking at. Because I'm a little bit worried that I'm not getting the best payoff from this. And it just kind of seems to sit where you stick it. So if you stick it down in a blob, it's going to stick in a little blob. If you stick it in a line, oh my gosh, I keep hitting the microphone. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm going to, it's going to kind of stick in a line. So I'm a little worried about that. It did kind of help the illusion of these faux freckles, though, because I put it over them. Some of them are still looking a little bit too dark for my liking, but I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this e.l.f. Jelly Highlighter. I did see good things about this, so I got a little excited. What does it say? It says, I don't think you're ready. This smooth, jellied texture highlighter blends into the skin for a luminous, glowing skin effect. The versatile jelly formula makes it perfect multi-use highlighter and can be worn alone, over makeup, or mixed into foundation. Now, I don't think I'd want to mix this into foundation, and this is just how I feel for a lot of highlights because they are a little sparkly, and this is a little sparkly, and I don't want my entire face to be sparkly. I want it to look nice and luminous, but I don't want it to look sparkly luminous, if you kind of catch my drift. I'm going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I have a lip product that we can talk about, and I'll let you know what this looks like in a different light.
The Golden State Media Concepts Travel Podcast, the show that gives you advice on everything travel. We explore places you've always wanted to go, as well as giving tips for traveling in those places. We'll give you advice on the best sites for travel tips, information, and discounts. Join us as we travel the world, explore cultures, and meet new people. The Golden State Media Concepts Travel Podcast has got you covered. Download the GSMC Travel Podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type GSMC in the search bar.
Back to the GSMC Beauty Tips podcast. Now, this entire podcast, we've been going over a bunch of products that I picked up at Target, and I've been reviewing them firsthand with you guys on this podcast while we've been talking. Now, we've done the e.l.f. skincare, we did the Pixie H2O skin tint, we did the, I showed you how product worked on top of that. Then I used the e.l.f. Jelly Highlighter and the Cream Shop Faux Freckle Stamp. And I want to talk to you about how my skin is looking before we move on to the next product. Now, after that highlighter, I was looking really dry. Now, I don't know if that was, like, the highlighter looks dry when I look up close. And in good lighting, that's what it looks like. And then on top of that, my skin was feeling a little dry, so I used a little bit of the NYX Dewy Finish long-lasting setting spray. I like this stuff. I'm almost out. I should have picked it up because I can get it at Target, and I really like this stuff, and I think it's helped a little bit, but man, those areas that I put that highlighter are looking really dry, and that is not to my liking. So just keep in mind, I'm not really a fan of this jelly highlighter. Now, I think maybe I'd use it on my inner corners and on my eyes, but I just don't think that I would use this on my cheekbones again. It looks good on my Cupid's bow, and it's looking a little dry on my brow bone. Yeah, brow bone. That's the word I'm looking for. But I'm just not sure. So let's move on to my last product in this bunch, which is a lip product. Now, you know what I'm going to do for you guys? I talked in the beginning in this e.l.f. set that there was a lip balm, and I wasn't going to put it on because I'm weary of lip balms with my lips, and I'm actually going to do it. So if my lips get terrible, I will let you know because, man, everything irritates my lips. Let's see if this has a scent. It does not, which is positive. And let's... Oh, that feels really nice. Really nice and really moisturizing. Okay, so that's on. And we're going to let that sit for a minute, but let's talk about this product. So the next product is also from the Cream Shop. This is the last product. This is the Cream Shop Permanent Popsicle lip juice stain. It says stains 12 plus hours, and I think the color is creamsicle. And it says on the side, sweet color, no added sugar. And it's got a little leaf down here. And I was really excited when I saw this on the packaging, and that's kind of why I got it. It says hypoallergenic fragrance. So that makes me super excited about this product. Because if I like this, then I'm going to get a bunch for my kit so I can use them on a bunch of other people. Now I can't open this. Where is my palette knife? See, I use a palette knife for a lot of things, and this is one of them, to open products. Because, there we go, because it's fantastic. I use it a lot. Oh, and it says creamsicle on the top here. Oh, cute. It's like a square packaging. It says permanent popsicle lip juice stain on the side. It's got a little popsicle on the lid. The lid feels kind of almost satiny, but not as satiny as the lid for the Lime Crime plushies. So just keep that in mind if you're curious. And I'm going to open it and give it a smell. Oh, it's a lot darker than I thought it was going to be. Okay. Oh, that smells like juice. Oh man, I really like that. I'm a little on the weary side because it's a lot darker than I thought it would be. But I love a good stain, and if you guys know or have listened before, I love a good blended out lip. And the popsicle lip, I'm so for. I think it looks amazing on everybody. You just need the right color. If you're trying it and you're feeling like it's not working for you, then it might be the wrong color for you. So I'm going to kind of wipe off a little bit of this lip balm. Actually, it's sunken in really nice. I really hope this doesn't irritate my lips because I'd love a lip balm. Now, let's open this up again. It's like a frosted plastic. Let's see if you can hear it. Oh, you can. It's like a frosted plastic, and you can kind of see the color through it, but when I opened it up and I was like, oh, it's darker than I thought, because it is. Now, maybe I'm going to swatch it on the back of my hand. Oh, it's like an interesting color. Oh, but it blends out so pretty. Almost into nothing, but also it stuck mostly on my hand. Now let's make a popsicle lip. The dough foot is a semi-curved dome. It's kind of interesting here. Now I'm going to put it on the center of my lips and then blot my lips together and then maybe move it around a little bit with my finger. So I'm going to bring the mirror up to me and let's do this really quick. Okay. Oh, it's on my teeth. And oh, it tastes good. Oh, come on. I love a good taste. I'm sorry, I just do. Now, I'm not really seeing a lot of color, so I'm going to go back in areas I think I need a little more. And we're going to blend. I mean, that's really pretty. I'm getting a little bit of that popsicle look that I like. Turning towards natural light. I think this is pretty, but I can't tell if it's kind of drying. I'm looking for things that are hydrating, people, not drying. So let's try a little bit more. I'm going very sparingly because I don't want to put too much because this is a tint. So just keep that in mind while I'm talking about this lip product. Now, one's across. There we go. So the technique that I find the best for this, usually when I'm doing a popsicle lip, I take dots and then I blend out with my finger. But with this is to put a nice little line inside your lip and go from there. Okay. Doing it again. It does taste good though. Oh, I love it. I really love this color. I didn't think I was going to like this color. I don't know if my lips are just dry or if it's looking a little dry or if it was the chapstick that was before this. So I'll keep an eye on that and I'm going to try this again, obviously, because I want to know. I think let's go over these products now. We finished our last product. We've gotten through the last product. And I'm feeling kind of cute, to be honest. So let's start from the beginning, the skincare. I really like the way that the moisturizing cream felt. I'm a little on the fence about the oil, but I'm going to keep trying it to see if it's really helping or if it's doing anything. And of course, I'll keep you guys posted on all of this stuff. But then let's move on to the primer. I'm not sure if I like this primer, to be honest. I honestly like my Hydro Grip primer from Milk a lot more than I think I like this. But I'm going to give it another good try. Like, this is just kind of testing out things firsthand, but I do want to continue to test them out to give you guys a full actual review and how I'm feeling about this. So I really like this hydrating cream, I think the best out of this whole thing. But I think that I'm going to keep trying the oil because I'm just not sure. Now, this chapstick Calm Balm, I'm going to be very weary because I do have reactions to a lot of lip balms that are in a stick form. So I'm really hoping this doesn't give me any sort of reaction, and we'll see what happens. And I'll keep you guys definitely updated on that, because if you realize you have kind of the same thing, then I wouldn't want you guys to use this. And I think if you want the set, you could get the set and then maybe give this to somebody else. Now, let's move on to the Pixie H2O Skin Tint. Now, I think it makes my skin look really nice, but it's a little, I don't think it's as hydrating, and I don't know if it's just my products underneath it. I think if I added my Hydro Grip primer underneath this would look beautiful. And I'm really surprised that this color and cream matches my skin tone so well. So I like this, but I'm going to keep using it to keep trying it, because sometimes I like things right off the bat, and then I realize as I'm going along that maybe this is not for me. Now, let's talk about this freckle product. I love this little heart stamp. It's so cute. It's brown. It's adorable. They also do this in black, so just let you know. And I think you could use this as an eyeliner, like the felt tip side or what have you. But I don't know how I feel about fake freckles on myself. And I think if I try this again, I would definitely do it underneath my foundation instead of on top. Because this stuff does not move around once you put it on, as like if you go to tap it out, it's really not going to tap out as much as you'd like it to. Now, if you're a powder girl, which I am not, I definitely think you could put a little bit of powder over this, and that would kind of help to bring down the pigmentation in this. But I do think this is a cute idea. I'll keep playing with this once again, just like everything else, and letting you guys know. I definitely love the little heart side, which I have down on my cheekbone, but it's covered a lot by highlighter at this point. Now, let's actually move on to that highlighter. So this jelly highlighter, I don't think I like this. Now, I think I might like this for an inner corner highlight and maybe on my eyes. It looks cute on my Cupid's bow, but everywhere else it just looks really dry, and I'm not a fan of that. So I might not be using this for highlight as much as I'll use it for the eyes. It's a fun product. Maybe you can get it to work. Remember that I'm working with these products. I am a professional, but not everybody works with certain products well. So I'm going to try this also on other people and see how I feel it looks on them. And then I can give you also a little bit of an update on that. So this is I think the product I'm not a fan of the most out of this entire group of products that I've used. Now let's move on to our cream lip product. I don't know how long this is going to last me, but I'm loving the tint it gave. Just ever so subtle popsicle, like it says popsicle lip juice stain on it, and I like it. I love the smell. I like the fact that on the box it says hypoallergenic fragrance. It does taste good. This is also paraben-free, dermalogical tested, and cruelty-free. All of these are cruelty-free, just to, once again, to keep you guys up to date with what I'm talking about. And I really, really, really think I like this. I'm going to keep testing these, and I'm going to let you guys know. Now, I'm going to post on the Twitter and the Facebook page the little video of the jelly stuff, and I'm going to take a photo and post that on those pages as well, of what I did today. I might add a little bit of eyeliner in there just so you guys aren't like, hey, when did you put eyeliner on? After. That's when I did it. Just to kind of let you guys know, and maybe put a little bit of that jelly highlighter on my eyelid, but I'll post it on the page, on both of the pages, which is the Twitter at GSMC_beauty tips, and the Facebook, which is the GSMC beauty tips, and I will let you guys know how I like it and also what I added onto my face, if anything. Now, I want to thank you guys so much for listening to me talk about all these new products, and these are all widely available products. So if you like the idea of something, or maybe you think it'll work for you, then you can find it at a Target. Like, it's pretty easy to find, and I really enjoy that. So I just wanted to let you guys know, thank you for listening to me do this, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whether you're in your car, listening at home, maybe you're, I don't know, on a treadmill. Like, I love it, and I want to thank you guys once again so much for listening to the GSMC Beauty Tips podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host, Colleen, and I'll talk to you in the next one.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Beauty Tips Podcast, part of the GSMC Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type in GSMC to find all of our shows from the GSMC Podcast Network, from health and wellness to entertainment and life and happiness to sex and relationships. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's episode of the Golden State Media Concepts Beauty Tips Podcast.